Alright, so the next part of what we're covering is talking about area of different shapes. The good thing about these, just like the stuff that we did last time, is that there's a whole bunch of formulas you're going to have to use, but they're on your formula chart and you don't have to memorize them. You just have to know what the different parts mean. For example, triangle, I think most of us know area of a triangle is just base times height divided by 2. The thing you got to remember is that your base and your height have to be perpendicular to each other. So in this picture, my base is along the bottom, the H is at altitude right there. So they do give us a little problem over here to solve. Again, I would try it on your own first, make sure you get what I get. Find the area of a triangle with base is equal to 12, H equals to 4. We just plug in what we have. Area equals 12 times 4, base times height divided by 2. Gives me 48 divided by 2, which gives me 24 centimeters. Parallelogram. Area of a parallelogram is just area equals base times height. Why does that work? Because, you know, if I sort of just imagine taking off this little triangular piece, taking scissors off and cutting it off there and sticking it off right there, it's just like a rectangle. It's just the length times width, or base times height. In use, find the height of a parallelogram with A is equal to 18 inches squared and B equals to 9 inches. Well, if I already know the area, in this one I'm looking for the height, so I'm just going to plug in what I know. So I got area, which is my 18, equals 9 times the height. Divide both sides by 9, and you get the height has to be equal to 2 inches. Trapezoid. This is kind of a new shape as far as talking about area. To get the area of a trapezoid, you add up your two bases, and your bases are the two sides of the trapezoid that are parallel to each other. So this is base 1, this is base 2. We're going to add these two up. We're going to multiply it by the height of the trapezoid, and then we're going to divide by 2. Again, you don't have to memorize these. They're on your formula chart. You just have to know how to use them. And you got to understand that your two bases, this base 1 and base 2, are the two sides of the trapezoid that are parallel to each other. So it's not the two legs. These are the two bases, the ones that are parallel to each other. So again, practice problem. Find the area of a trapezoid if B1 is equal to 6 and B2 is equal to 8 and H is equal to 3. So we just plug in everything that we know. So area equals base 1 plus base 2 times the height divided by 2, which gives me 14 times 3 divided by 2, which gives me 42 divided by 2, which just gives me 21 feet. And of course, if I'm going to be super accurate, I should be using feet squared because it's asking about area. Rhombus or kite. How do we find the area of a rhombus or kite? You multiply the two diagonals together, and then you multiply by 2. So diagonal 1, diagonal 2, multiply those two numbers, and then divide by 2. So in my problem, find the diagonal of D2. Find the diagonal D2 of a kite with area is equal to 36 centimeters squared and D1 is equal to 8. So I already know the area. I'm trying to figure out what my second diagonal is. So I plug in and I just have this. So 36, the area equals diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 divided by 2. To clear that 2 on the bottom of the fraction, I had to multiply both sides by 2. And that gives me 72 equals 8 times D2. Divide both sides by 8, and I get D2 is equal to 9 centimeters. Some more practice on the back. It says, what is the base of a triangle? If the area is 150 feet squared and the height is 30 feet, there's my formula. Now I plug in what I know. That is what I know. The area is 150, the base is what I'm trying to find, and the height is 30. Divided by 2. If I divide 30 by 2, I then get 150 equals 15b. Divide both sides by 15, and you get that the base is equal to 10 feet. Area of a rhombus, if D1 is equal to 10, D2 is equal to 30, there is my formula. Area is equal to D1 times D2 divided by 2. Plug in what I know. Area equals D1 times D2, which is 10 times 30 divided by 2, which gives me 300 divided by 2, which gives me 150 millimeters. And again, I should have used millimeters squared since talking about area. Height of a trapezoid with area equals to 60 inches squared. B1 is equal to 30 inches and B2 is equal to 7 inches. Plug in, so there's my formula. Area is equal to B1 plus B2 times the height divided by 2. Plug in what I'm actually given. I know my area is 60 inches squared. I know my two bases, 33 plus 7. I have to divide that by 2, and there's my h just sitting there. So I then get 60 equals 10. 3 plus 7 is 10 times h divided by 2. 10 divided by 2 gives me 5h. Then divide both sides by 5, and I get that h is equal to 12 inches. And one more? Yeah, one more. Now I'm asked to find the base of a parallelogram if the area is equal to 28 centimeters squared and the height is equal to 7. So what is my formula? Formula is area is equal to base divided by height. Plug in what I know. So 28 is equal to the base times the height, which is 7. Divide both sides by 7, and I get that the base is equal to 4 centimeters squared. That's it. Have a short little quiz next time I see you, whenever that is.
Goodbye and good luck.